Hey everyone, UVA Josh 1 here with my newest addition. This is the XM Studios Wolverine that I just got yesterday, and I'm going to do a comprehensive review on this piece. I'm overall very pleased with it. There are a couple of issues with it that aren't deal breakers, but issues nonetheless that I'll discuss when we go into a little more depth. So first and foremost, I'd like to just go over the packaging because I think that's worth noting. So we're going to come over here, and here is the standard XM box, which happens to be terrific. It's a well packaged, very sturdy box with styrofoam that's strapped in. This is the art print that comes with it, which is very, very nice. I won't be displaying that, but it's a very nice addition for those that will. And also, this is a very nice addition to the statue as well, which is a diagram of how the statue is supposed to fit into the box, which I think is great. Certainly if you ever need to package it up, if you're selling it again, it just makes things much, much easier. So this is a nice addition from XM that I think other companies might well take note of. So nice feature here as well. So now on to the statue itself, and I'm going to just start with essentially the good, the bad, and somewhat ugly. So also I would like to note this is the XM coin that comes with it, which is a very nice addition. It's got this little stand, a commemorative collector's coin. I think it's just a nice addition. So on to the piece. So first of all, I want to start with the good. And the good is that XM makes great quality statues, meaning they're heavy, they're solid, the paint applications are generally very, very good and very, very tight. You don't see a lot of bleeding or runoffs or major mistakes made, all with a couple of exceptions. Also, this statue has multiple switch out components, which I'll go through in a moment. It's got light up features, which you can vary as well. And it's also got, which is a great thing for me, is real metal Wolverine claws. So real metal claws that are lined up well and pretty sharp. But that's a big winner for me as well, because as you guys who collect Wolverine may or may not know, when you have a statue that's Wolverine that doesn't have metal claws, number one, it doesn't look as good. Number two, they're much more fragile and you run the risk of breakage much more easily. So let's start with my overall review of this piece, and we'll start with the base and I'll work up. So the base is a damaged sentinel head, which is very well made. Lots of detail on this. Very well painted. I got no issues with the base at all. Now, a couple things worth noting regarding the base. This little piece right here comes out, okay? And you can replace it with another eye, okay? And this eye lights up as well, okay? That eye lights up as well. So it's got a little switch. The nice thing about these eyes, you can replace the batteries, which is great. In years past, you know, some of these things don't have replaceable batteries, and the light up feature, once the bulbs burn out, you're pretty much done. But this easy replacement batteries, you can put, there's a little piece of paper that you can put in here also that blocks the blinking light, but it's just as easy to turn off with this little switch. So again, if you for display, you just put this eye in here, and then that allows you to then replace the claw with the eye that he's cut out with a claw without the eye. So that's a nice feature on the base. This little piece right here is detachable. It's just a wire, damaged wire, but there's a magnet that attaches right here. So let's keep on moving around through the base. Again, very nice paint application. Very pleased with this base overall. I'll do just a couple, just do a little zooming in and out here so you guys can appreciate some of the details on the base. Do another quick spin around here. Okay, so base, very, very well done. I'm very pleased with that. Okay, I have no issues with the base. All right, so let's back up again, and I'll talk a little bit more about the statue. So, comes with 3 portraits. This is the masked portrait, and there are 2 unmasked portraits, which I'll also show displayed on the statue in a moment. This is my second favorite portrait. I like the masked version. Something about the face doesn't, excite me that much. I think it's kind of the masked version of the worst of the 3 portraits, which, and which I'll get to in a moment, but almost looks like Count Dracula. But anyway, I think, to me, the portrait is a little bit off. The nose is too big. There's some other things that just don't jive with me. But anyway, this is my second favorite of the 3 heads. So let's keep going, and as XM always does, just beautiful detail on the sculpt. I mean, you guys can see all the muscular detail, the muscularity. You can see the seams on the costume, which is great. Paint up is fantastic. Lots of wrinkles on the costume, again adding to that level of realism. I don't want a quarter scale Bowen piece, so this level of detail just adds more of that realism. Alright, I'm going to keep sort of scrolling, rotating here. And you can see the shoulder pads, nice detail on those as well. They're metallic paint, and there's nice additional little details in terms of the crevices and whatnot. And here, take a look at the Wolverine glove. It's really nice. You can see that extra detail and the wrinkling, and just lots of little things here that just really add to this piece. Now here's where I'm going to say we're going to get to this is sort of the bad, okay? And this is the paint on the back of the arms. Not a fan. I think they were trying to create what looked like hair with paint, and they did not do a great job on this, okay? As you guys can see, and some have criticized this, I'm getting a little too close. Let me back up a little. It almost looks like scales if you look close up. You don't really see that when you look at it from a proper viewing distance, but the gray just doesn't work. It looks like he was burned on the back of his arm. So that to me is a bit of a flail on their part. They should have, like most of the really good Wolverine pieces, they should have sculpted the hair on. Excuse me for that rapid out zoom, but they should have sculpted the hair on. It looks much better, and all my Wolverine pieces, that's the way to go. So this, not psyched about. The good news is that you don't display this with the back of the arm showing, so that's a win in that regard. You won't really see it when you display it, but it's not great by any means. So that's one of the main negatives. The other main negative for me is some of the portraits, and I'll get to that in a minute. So again, positives: beautiful paint, beautiful sculpt in terms of detail, quality, great packaging. It's heavy, it's solid, light up features, fantastic. The base is great. And I'm going to pause right now because I want to put on a couple of the other portraits you guys can see, and I'll be right back in a moment. Okay, we're back, and this is the Eric Sosa sculpted head, I believe. This is my favorite way to display him. I think Eric did a really nice job on this sculpt. My one quibble on this is the nose. I think the nose is a little too big, it's a little too long. Makes him look like he has a hook nose. I'm not a fan of that look for Wolverine, but nonetheless, otherwise I think it's really good. It's the best of the 3 available portraits, in my opinion. Some people like the masked head better, which is fine. Now, I wanted to show you here, since I switched a couple things out, I put in the other sort of blinking light in terms of the eyes. And again, this is how you can display him with the second metal claw without the eye being destroyed. So Again, lots of display options. That's a big winner for XM in my opinion. All right, so you can see this look, and they have the mask. You got the mask here. Very nice way they did that. Fits perfectly on the back. No seams exposed, etc. Now, one other issue I want to cover before I put on the third portrait is some of the criticisms of the masthead were problems with the teeth. Now, I don't know if we can see this here. I don't really have the unitooth on the bottom. I think that I don't know if it was really coming out in the video. I don't really have the unitooth. Nonetheless, regardless of having the unitooth or not, I think my one problem with the teeth, now that we're focused on the teeth in this masked version, is that they're a little bit too uniform. They didn't really sculpt canines in, molars, premolars, incisors, etc. They're a little too uniform. Again, that's another, criticism of the sculpt, but at least I don't have that unitooth. So there you go. So let me back out of that. Okay, so last but not least, I'm going to show the least desirable of the three portraits. So bear with me for a moment. And here is the last of the three portraits. Really not liking this one at all. This will not ever be displayed for me. It's almost a bit of a, hate to say it, a bit of a joke. And I'm not sure. I think this, the original head sculpts, they didn't like this one, but I think they just threw it in for collectors to have a chance to have it. It really doesn't look like Wolverine, like many have suggested. It looks like Bela Lugosi, who is Count Dracula. So this is not a fan of this one. So this one's gonna be sitting in the box, not displayed, but I wanted to show you guys just to see it. So this one is not a winner for me. All right, so that pretty much sums up my review for this guy. Overall, if I give him a grade as I posted on Facebook, it's about a 7.5 out of 10. Given the issues that I previously described, the back of the arm paint fail, the portraits not being as good as they could have been. But overall, given the quality, given the other options, I think it's a really good piece. And I also know that a lot of these issues are going to be corrected. I know that there are going to be a couple of additional heads produced for this piece that will be winners. So those will be options, and I might get the back of the arms repainted at some point in the future. Again, it's not something you'd like to have to do, but this piece is sold out and has gone up in value tremendously. So it's worth keeping and just making a little bit better. All right, and that's it, guys. So feel free to post any comments, suggestions, etc. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys are having a great weekend.